I was first elected as trustee in April of 2007, and I'm running for re-election in the upcoming April 5th, 2011 election. I'm joined today with fellow trustee John Koslowski. John has recently joined the board. He was appointed about 6 months ago when there was an open seat. John, after 6 months, how do you like being on the board?
I really like it. When I was first appointed, I took the position because I had a lot of concerns about the village and I wanted to try to address them. One of them being lack of progress and development, lack of leadership. When I came on the board, about 2 months into it, the board actually created a new area of oversight, which was they wanted to focus on business and economic development. So they assigned that to me. And immediately after being assigned to it, I went out and found out how we needed to do comprehensive development plan and bring about a strategy for that by talking to 3 other villages that were successful with it. Then I contacted firms that were involved with developing what's called a comprehensive development plan, which is essential to any kind of development in a village. All other villages that have had successful development have gotten these developed and created. So I interviewed 4 different firms, brought them in, kept you apprised, and you, the other board members, apprised of it. And then we voted in January to hire the Lakota group, and they've started their work already on this comprehensive development plan, which will bring much needed sales tax revenue, because I also discussed with you early on the lack of diversity in our revenue. And you had told me all about that.
Right. That became apparent when I was chair of the Finance and Insurance Committee that the Village of Justice revenue was very dependent on property taxes. In order to avoid raising property taxes for the residents, we have to reach out and we have to find out what other opportunities there may be to increase our revenue. And I think economic development is a great
it's our
avenue
right.
to follow to get some additional sales tax revenue. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm very excited about this economic development plan and the direction that we're headed. I think that this will really move the village forward more than we've probably seen in the time that we've lived here.
Right, right. And I know in the past you've been on other committees and done a lot of positive things already. And I know as we move forward in your present position with in charge of public works, you've done a lot of things there already. So I think as a team, we're moving forward together, and also we're actually working with other departments in the village.
Right. I think in the public safety area, the police have been great in searching and obtaining some additional grants that help relieve some of the burden of the general fund of the village. They were able to obtain grants for 2 police cars. They're working closely with the Park District. They've increased the National Night Out event. I think they had 300 people last year.
Yeah, they did.
They've also had reached out and they did some community outreach by starting the Neighborhood Watch program.
Right, it's been great. And
Public Works as well. We've created some reporting systems to provide some accountability, to be able to address residents' needs at a quicker and timely basis.
And then we went down to Springfield a couple of days ago in regard to the economic development plan, and you and I informed several senators, state senators, about our plan and what we're doing to have a long-term strategy for our village to bring in revenue. And they were all very supportive of it, and we're going to continue going down there, working with them, working with the other taxing bodies in our village.
And I think that's important to note, that we're looking at all the different avenues. We're reaching out to the different resources.
Right.
We're looking at our representatives in the state. We're looking at our other taxing bodies. We're trying to bring everybody together and create one team so that we can provide the residents with the services and the
all the things they expect, really, because that's what we want to do. We want to have enough revenues so that they get the services they expect and deserve.
Well, not necessarily, I mean, not only revenue, but we want to be able to provide what they expect.
Exactly.
You know, what any resident would expect from the community they pay their taxes in.
Right, because we're all raising children in the village, and we're all trying to raise our families. And like you have a family, I mean, you're raising them and sending them to the schools.
Right. I currently have 12-year-old triplets. They go to Brodnicki. Next year they'll be in Wilkins.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking to move the Village of Justice forward so that it will be a community that once they grow up and want to move out, that it's going to be a town that they look in to start their home.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
I want to see generation after generation, Justice residents, people who want to stay here because of the convenience and the services that we provide are top in the area.
That's one of our major goals, really, is to make our town so that our children will want to move back in, or at least consider it, and that other people around that are considering somewhere to move, that they look at us and say, that's a nice community, I think I want to move there. Or businesses look to us and say, that's a great town, I think I'm going to take a real good look at it. And I think that's where we want to go. And I think as a team, as the PVB candidates, we have the same focus. And I think we're asking for people to vote for us for that reason.